These kind of videos are must-watch videos if you are already a Virgin Galactic investor or want to become one, because we will not only talk about why the Virgin Galactic space stock will go further up, but also when.
Noel, 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 Noel.
Welcome, and after you smash that subscribe button, then I would love to introduce you to today's agenda. So we are talking about the 11th of December test flight. Long waited, now it's here, let's freaking go. Then we will talk about the beginning of January, where I expect the FAA license to be issued finally. Then we will talk about the mid-January test flight, which I call dress rehearsal. Then we will talk about the February NASA payload flight. And then we will talk about Richard Branson's huge worldwide exclusive first flight as a passenger of Virgin Galactic. The first catalyst is also the recent one, the 11th of December test flight. And then, I mean, so many people looking forward to this test flight that I hope that it will be not this kind of events where, you know, everybody buying the rumors and selling the news. So I hope it will be not too much volatility. But let's talk about this test flight, because we knew that Virgin Galactic is now working through the lockdown, and this is a huge part, okay? I think that this test flight will give us amazing footage. And this footage will be obviously then used for amazing advertising, and then, you know, more people will talk about it, more people will share it, more people will invest into it, right? Because another milestone was done. And this is exactly what is going to happen. We will see the cabin for the very first time. We will see how it went with NASA. We will see some NASA news that they say, hey, you know, we were very satisfied with the service of Virgin Galactic. I can assume something like that. So you see that this event is very important. The news will come and just flow until the next event. So as mentioned and promised in the Q3 earnings, we saw in the presentation as well as in the call that we are going to have the FAA license very soon, okay? I think that this is just a matter of a couple of weeks, because think about it, they need a couple of data points more that they will gather now on the 11th of December, and then they will send it to FAA, and FAA can be fast and they can be slow. So I think, you know, that maybe give them until beginning of January, because, you know, think about it, we have Christmas time, we have, you know, we just had the Boeing section. On the other side, you know, they can be quite quick, right? I mean, they gave also the permission for the test flight, so in just a matter of days after or even during the lockdown. So, you know, I think America, or the United States of America, have something very important, which maybe people from other countries don't understand. Those are people that can work very hard, okay? They have this kind of vision, they get, you know, and you know, maybe, you know, you are from America, and let me know in the comments below what you think. You know, is America or US very hardworking, or you see the United States of America more of, you know, not that mindfully set up for hard work, like, for example, other countries? Let me know in the comments. I would be super interested in your opinion. But I think, you know, this is the overall scenario. They can work very hard. They have good labor regulations, right, that allow this kind of hard work, you know, and that's why, you know, the biggest companies in the world coming from the United States of America, right? I mean, that's just the truth. Mid of Jan, I am expecting the dress rehearsal flight. Why dress rehearsal? Well, the cabin will be installed, It will be the last test flight before the flight with Richard Branson. It will be with the full pilot crew, so 2 pilots obviously. Then you will also have 4 test guests on board. Those are trained employees of Virgin Galactic. And you know, the funny thing about that will be that this is almost like the full setup, like the Virgin Galactic will fly people into space. And this is fantastic because we will have great footage. We will have, another milestone and accomplishment done. And the people will just get more and more credibility for Virgin Galactic and its mission to become the first space line for people that have the necessary small amount of money on their bank account to spend on a Virgin Galactic flight. So I'm super excited about this. Maybe we will see it also a little bit later. I don't know how the delay of the lockdown affected actually the whole schedule, but I think, mid of Jan would be something quite interesting to look at for this flight. Maybe, it will be also end of Jan or beginning of February, but definitely before the hopefully Richard Branson flight that we will talk in the end of this video. Here, this point is a pure speculation, nothing confirmed, but just think about it. They just bring the next NASA payload into space, right? On the next flight in just a couple of days or almost hours. Then they signed a $44 million contract with NASA to do this more often. What do you think about if when we have the dress rehearsal flight in mid of Jan, or let's say February for the dress rehearsal flight, and then going into until end of quarter Richard Branson flight, do you think there's a possibility of just another payload flight? Think about it, because it's a nice revenue stream. They could test some things before Richard Branson flight, right? Maybe they say, hey, maybe we will adjust this or we improve that, and let's do this with, and put some NASA, guy up with it, or, let's put some measuring equipment or whatsoever. So I think there's a possibility that they say, oh, you know what, even maybe in connection to, we want to make another payload flight with NASA because of circumstances, and the Richard Branson flight will be in the beginning of Q2. This could happen, okay? Because we had a 2-week lockdown period where actually we couldn't do that much, and I think this could be an insurance for them saying, you know what, we are moving Richard Branson flight just a couple of weeks because of the lockdown and this NASA payload flight. Think about it, could be an option. I don't know, but it could be also that they don't risk anything before Richard Branson flight. So, I would love to see either of this option, okay? Let them fly, just fly, guys. Okay, the flight that we are waiting since years and years and years. It was rescheduled for so many times, right? And for once there was the crash, once it was technical issues, once it was, just the product got better and better and better. But now we are at the most promised event of Virgin Galactic, Richard Branson flight. And think about it, he's the perfect billionaire person and test candidate for the whole experience. So they will take him there, he will have a 3-day training, he will, join the spaceship, and this will be one of the biggest PR events, in 2021, I think. I think this will be just, in the same scale, like the fight versus, Logan Paul and Mayweather, this kind of scale. Huge attention by media. We have seen that the Crew Dragon flight, the first one, was a huge media attention. The jump of Felix Baumgartner out of space, do you remember that? Huge media spectacle. And now we will have Richard Branson going with his own company, as promised in the very beginning. He said he will be the very first client going into space. This is how much he trusts the team. This is how much he loves the company and the brand, and I love that. And this will absolutely bring the stock to a whole nother level if this will be successful, okay? I mean, this will be just such a mind-blowing event that, you know, and obviously Virgin Galactic will do the best marketing out of it. That, you know, reassured for sure. So I'm very pumped about the last one here. But now you have a huge timeline that you can now put in your calendar. And I, you know, sometimes I'm on point on those events and dates, and sometimes I'm a little bit off. But I think this is a great, you know, huge understanding for you of a timeline and some further catalysts for the stock of Virgin Galactic.
Nowhere